Mean Queen here, life after money. I'm trying to get this done quickly, but not succeeding. I can't work under pressure. So, someone's asked me my thoughts on price rises, especially the petrol, the electric, the gas, and how I'm going to afford those prices. But the thing is, I have been living within my means for practically the whole of my life. So really the price rises that are upon us now and coming up in the future don't surprise me at all, because I know that I've got a good system going where I don't spend more than I earn. I'm not particularly worried about it, because for 15 years now I have been living a simple, frugal life. And by that I mean knowing the difference between what I need and what I want. Now, we can't all have everything that we want, so it has to be broken down into priorities. So what do we actually need to pay for? Well, we need a roof over our heads, we need to be able to keep warm, we need to be able to eat. Now, everything else is a want. I've got a couple of things high on my priority list, but only because I can afford them. I can afford to put petrol in my car, I can afford to have quite a decent car, because that's a priority. I have cats, so that was my choosing, so that's a priority. They need to be paid for. But when I finished working at 60, age just before 60, I was skint. I was down to my last £200 in the bank. So what I did was stop spending on anything, in fact anything that I didn't actually need. And even then, things that you do need, you can cut down on them. You know, things like petrol, things like electric and gas. You know, these are things that you can reduce your spending on. But you have to have a very strict mindset to do that. Now, I'm at the stage now where I don't have to be so strict, because my bank balance is reasonably healthy because of all the money saving that I've been doing over the years. But if you are living paycheck to paycheck and find that there is nothing left every month, then you need to take a very close look at your spending, at your money in and your money out. You need to be running your home like a business. You need to be writing it down. You need to write down everything you spend and what you spend it on, and then keep referring back to that and keep looking at it. There are no magic tricks to get around this. It is just a lot of common sense, and it takes a lot of discipline. You know, you've got to learn not to be frivolous with your spending, like going into a shop and seeing something and thinking, oh, that looks nice, I think I'll have one of those. You have to be very, very strict with yourself, and you have to say, no, I can't afford it. And I would advise you to practice that. We can't do anything about these prices going up, so there is no point in, you know, burying your head in the sand. It has to be faced. So you've got to face it. You've got to face up to it. You've either got to increase your income or reduce your spending. It's just balancing the books, that's all it is. There's lots of little money saving tips you can do which will save. a few pennies here, a few pennies there, and I suggest that you try some of them. I suggest that you take this on board and don't be wasteful. Don't be wasteful in anything. What you can start doing is not buying any more new clothes. I'm sure you've got loads in your wardrobe to keep you going probably for a few years. So, you know, it's things like that. You know, don't think you've got to keep up with fashion. You don't have to. Don't think that you need to replace things in your house because they look a bit tatty. You don't have to. Everything I've got here is second hand. So stop thinking about buying new, start looking about buying second hand. We can't do anything about it, as I've said. Prices are going to increase. We might need to make some changes, but you need to take that on board, because if you've been living a quite a comfortable lifestyle where, you know, you haven't really had to think about buying new things, then, you know, this is going to be a bit of a shock. You have to change that mindset, and you have to keep saying to yourself, no, I can't afford it. Now, I'm just thinking about quitting. People quit the rat race because they don't want to be a part of this consumer lifestyle. Now, I think I have never been in the rat race. As I said, I've never worked just to earn money. You can, oh dear, how can I say? You can stop thinking about what you actually want to buy and replace that with what you actually need to buy. And you've got to look at your relationship with money. What gives you pleasure? It gives me no pleasure at all to spend money. But it gives me a lot of pleasure to make, do and mend, because I feel that I've created something with my hands. Like, just for example, I wanted a summer house out in the garden. I thought, yeah, I could easily look online or go to a store. I could just go to a shop and spend £2,000, £3,000, £4,000, £5,000, which I did have at the time, and buy one and get it delivered, get somebody to put it up for me. But where's the pleasure in that? You know, I just thought, I'm going to build a summer house. I will build one, and I will build it out of recycled materials, second-hand materials that nobody wants, that people have thrown out. And that's what I exactly did. And I look at that summer house now. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it doesn't leak, it's dry inside, so that's a bonus. But it's not perfect, but it's a fun thing that I did, that I got pleasure out of. So, what I have to say about this present situation, things are going on which we have no control over, right? Because it's all been engineered. But we do have control over how we deal with it. All we need to think about is our own life. You know, whatever is happening out there will carry on. No point in getting stressed out. For goodness sake, don't hit the bottle. You know, that will not solve anything. But clear your head of all the rubbish in it, and set yourself on a path, and tell yourself that you will survive. And you will, but it takes a lot of determination, it takes a lot of self-control, it takes a lot of saying to yourself, I will manage. Just say, I will manage. Failing is not the solution. It's not. You don't set out to fail, you set out to succeed. But I don't know if that will strike a chord with anybody, but it's how I've lived my life. I've been constantly telling myself I will succeed. No matter what crap is thrown at me, I will succeed. So, that's all I can say at the moment. All I can say as well is, I will just add this little bit, because I keep adding little bits, don't I? Keep adding little bits. We don't actually own anything. I've got all this stuff here. I don't own it. I have it for my use while I'm still on this earth, while I am alive, it is stuff that I am using, that I've acquired. We don't own anything. And so what you have to think of is your possessions, they're not yours. You're just borrowing them. It's just stuff that we have, that we gather, that we use, and just to use as we are passing through this life. Right? So when our time comes to depart, this will be passed on to whoever, because nobody will want it. Somebody might want it. I hope somebody will want it. But somebody with a similar mindset to me, to build a new house for themselves, second hand. I like to pass things on as well. I acquire things second hand, but I will pass things on second hand. Anyway, I've got a lunch here to eat. I'm just going to watch something on here. It is UK column news time, and so I'll be watching that. So I've got a nice lunch. So I've got a cheese and onion roll, cucumber, pasta, grated cheese, mushrooms, and a little bit of spinach, my glass of cider, some seafood sauce, which I like on everything. Big Queen here, life after money. I'm going to get the news now, so we'll catch up again. I'll show you the pussycat before I go. Maisie! Maisie, Maisie, look at Maisie. Right, this is me, Queen, and Maisie wants to come on my knee, but Maisie, I would like to eat my lunch now, thank you. Bye for now, thanks for popping in, catch you later.